What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am a little nervous and a little excited to do this video to kind of, I guess, not just like clear up some air, but answer some questions that I did not know people cared about. So everything kind of fell into pretty much like 3 or 4 topics. So number one is my life right now, kind of what happened with child custody, divorce, all that good stuff. And then the number 2 most requested asked about topic was Mr. Justin Kaufman himself. I did know that there would be questions about it, but I did not know there would be so many questions, comments, concerns. You know what I mean? And the third topic was really about like health, fitness, workouts, diet, postpartum weight loss, all of that good jazz. And the last topic was really like people asking me out. Can I take you to dinner? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I move you in with me? Can I take care of your prince? Blah, blah, blah. No. Sorry, guys. I am just not interested. I'm just focusing on me. For the first time in my life, I'm focusing on me. So yes, that's where we're at. All right, so let's get into this. So what should we talk about first? Let's talk about my life now. So I'm going to leave this pretty gray because just for like safety purposes, and really I am not trying to make mine or my son's life any harder. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. So I got a couple things. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading questions that people wrote. I want to know if you're okay, like truly okay, and if you're happy. Aside from that, I hope for the best. That was very sweet. Yes, I'm okay. I will always be okay. I am resilient. I will rise up from the fucking musky waters. Yes, I am okay. If you're happy. I am happy in some aspects of my life and extremely grateful and very blessed, and in other parts of my life, I'm just exhausted. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see what else is relevant to this topic. Why not just come home? I can't come home. If I could, I would be home in El Paso, closer to my family, where my son can see his family every day. I would come home if I could. There's laws here that prevent you from moving outside of 100 miles from where the child resided. And there's also laws that you cannot move out of state lines, which is a bit crazy to me. So, no, I can't go home, and that is why. Let's see what else is kind of relevant to that topic. Where do you live now, and where do you want to live? I live in Zeeland, Michigan, which is right outside of Grand Rapids. And where do I want to live? Probably home or California or anywhere else but here. Yeah, I don't know. I think if I had like my absolute choice, I would probably want to go to California, or just go home and be with my family and be closer to my family. What happened with your son? My son is with me. He's amazing. He is walking and running around now, which is totally changed the game of being a mother. So I am just trying to keep up with him, but he's doing wonderful, and I'm just very blessed that he's with me and happy and healthy and all that good stuff. So, are you available? I will not be available for years to come, guys. I have totally dedicated my life to trying to embody like what it means to be the perfect wife. And I have done that not once, but twice. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think you should wholeheartedly give your entire soul and body and mind and everything to your husband. That's not what I'm saying. But when you do that, you have to be very, very sure, because it puts you kind of in a bad spot when you have worked so many years to really accomplish someone else's goals and like support them and be everything for them. And then when they're no longer there, what are you left with? It's not necessarily the best situation to put yourself in. And you know, I don't regret Ratio. I don't regret Justin. I love Justin. It has nothing to do with that. I'm not talking about him. I just mean, I guess like the second time going into it, I just wish I made more decisions for myself than for my partner. Because yeah, like I wasn't allowed to be a coach because to him it wasn't a real career, and just like allowed and not allowed to do things, and that's no way to live, and to really like follow someone else's path that they wanted me to do or like carved me out to be, like um, going to nursing school. I loved it. I thought it was great. You know, I'm just a learner. I love to be in school. But it was never really my plan. You know, my passion was always in business management and in training and in fitness. So it was a really like big turn for me. And it would have been fine if it was my decision, but it really wasn't my decision. So yeah. All right, so next question. What is your age? I am 27 years old, and I'm going to be 28 on the 5th of March. So that is in like 2 days from now. I don't know when I'll post this video, but yeah, it's March 5th. I'm a Pisces. I'm actually a double Pisces, which makes me a divine goddess. And my rising sign is a Gemini, which is so weird and crazy. But yeah, I guess that's what makes me super weird and unique. So let's get into the Justin Kaufman part of my life. There was a ton of questions about Justin. A ton. Oh my gosh, you guys. I did not think everyone cared so much about Justin and I's relationship, which is a little strange to me. But let's start from the beginning because I can answer all these questions with basically just like a story. So let me just story time this real quick. Justin and I met, and if I'm talking, it's because someone asked questions. So someone asked how we met. Justin and I met when I was like, I think 18 going on 19 or 19 going on 20 or something like that. We met at Hoppy Monk for a charity event that my friend was doing. And Justin and I lived together since the first day that I met him. So our relationship, oh my gosh, was just kind of like a little crazy like fairy tale. I met him and we fell in love very fast. And I remember I was in dep for the Navy and I was actually supposed to be leaving within like the next 2 months of meeting him. And my knees were torn and I was in the delayed entry program for special operations to be a diver. And I had been going to training, like I think it was like every Monday or something. And 2 weeks after living with him, he told me, you know, I can't let you go now. Like, I love you and I want to be with you. Please don't go. And my knees were torn at that point, so it's kind of like in a weird spot. But of course, like, when he told me that, my heart just kind of melted because I was in love with him. I knew I was in love with him since the first week that I met him. Maybe not the first day, but definitely the first week. I just knew we would get married and I knew we were going to have a future together. But I didn't matter what it was to me. It just, I mean, I don't know. Just it was a little bit different. And then, let's see. So, yeah, we met at Hoppy Monk, and then our life kind of like spiraled after that. So, I think it was like bartending, working at PetSmart, and then our first business that we wanted to do was actually a dog grooming business. So I spent weeks getting my dog's grooming certification, and Justin invested everything into making our house like a mini dog grooming facility. So he bought me like a bunch of kennels and everything that I needed to groom, and he was like super supportive. And the building we were going to get, I don't remember what was wrong with it. I don't just remember if it was like the taxes were too high or something, but we did not end up getting it. And later that day I was like, why don't we just do another gym? Like, that's when everything was happening with Push, which is not my story to tell, so I'm not going to tell it. But yeah, so we ended up, that's kind of how Ratio was started. I just remember that's what we talked about. And, you know, we had dinner with his parents that night and we just like brainstormed everything, came up with the name Ratio 161. I think it was like 2 months later, we had a facility, signed the lease, started ripping up the floors. I remember like tearing up all of the tile. It was crazy. It was just like everything happened at once. And shortly after that, we got married in the court. So we were actually married like a year before our wedding. So we got married in the courthouse, and life was just amazing. And it just every weekend it was so much growth that we spent so much time just like on our baby, which was our business. And then let's see what happened after that. And then yeah, so we were married, and then so this is, someone asked like what really happened. So let me just like break this part down, because I think a lot of people don't know about this part. I think it was around the time I got my breast augmentation, and Justin was in Oregon, setting up the new guys for like their location and kind of giving them like the business plan rundown and stuff. And when he came back in town, we did an employee party. I don't remember what it's for, if it was someone's birthday or something, but yeah, we had all the employees over. Some of them were clients, and Justin and I never drank. We never partied. Like, it was like once every like blue moon. I don't know, we just spend our time doing other things. And that night there was infidelity. And I just remember being a complete wreck. And on top of that, and our entire staff was there. So it was a bit intense. And it was a month before our wedding, which was really, really bad and heartbreaking. And I remember sitting down with all the employees, like saying we didn't really want this getting out. And I remember just like crying with his mom, and oh my God, it was just like a horrible experience. And when it comes to like what actually made us divorce, I feel like there's like the surface value stuff that was happening at the exact time we were getting a divorce, but then there's stuff that kind of like built up to it. And this was one of those things, because I told him I was going to forgive him and I wanted to move forward, and I was never going to leave him. I was totally in love with him. So we went to counseling for like the next year. We had the most beautiful wedding, and we had a beautiful life together. But somehow it was something that always kind of got brought up, especially if like we were in an argument or if there's some sort of trust issue. Mind you, I think I was like 21 or 22 at the time, so it was pretty hard for me to just truly let it go. So that was pretty exhausting in our marriage. And over that year of like not being able to forgive, even though I was really trying, it it was destroying a huge part of our marriage, which was, just like trusting each other. So that was my responsibility, because I said I was going to forgive, and I feel like I just couldn't. Oh my gosh, it was so hard. And then like towards the end, everyone knows about like the part Justin did, which was like super fucked up. But yeah, I mean, it takes two to tango, guys. Like, I don't know. That's kind of how I see it. I still love Justin. That was another question. Like, are you still in love with him? Justin will hold a part of my heart that no one can ever take or hurt or hinder or anything. He was my first love, and he was seriously like my soulmate. I truly believe that, and I don't think most people ever find their soulmate, and I do think you only have one. So it's unfortunate. There were some other questions that I did not answer in that. So I say you and Justin make a comeback, which is a statement, not a question. I don't know what you mean by make a comeback. Justin has his babies, which are his businesses, which is what he always wanted. And I have my baby, which is what I always wanted. So I don't ever feel like there will be like a comeback per se, but I feel like we're both pretty happy with where we're at. And someone asked, will you guys ever get married again? I don't ever think that Justin and I will actually ever remarry like anybody. Even if we did somehow take that route and ended up back together, I still feel like we would not get married, because that's just like kind of how our minds work. But yeah, I don't know. And someone asked, like, are you guys still friends? Yes, me and Justin are very good friends. I still feel like he's like my number one supporter. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we're still good friends. It's kind of funny that some people send me like negative or kind of like mean comments or questions about him. I don't know if it's because you guys, some of you wanted me to like reciprocate hate for him, but I don't have hate for him. Yeah, he's done some stuff that wasn't very cool, but it doesn't make it right. Like everyone does stupid stuff, you know what I mean? So I feel like that like wraps. I feel like in that story, I kind of answered all of the questions about Mr. Kaufman. Let's see. I just want to say you were my best coach ever with a little star face. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I truly loved what I did. It was my passion. It wasn't really just a job, which I feel like training has turned into that for a lot of people because you can make good money, but something I'm passionate about and I love, so that makes me happy. Plan out your workouts. So I actually don't plan out my workouts anymore. If I'm gonna seriously train, I usually hire my coach, Ernesto, the FitMac. Yeah, like for myself, I feel like I don't really plan workouts. I would never write a workout plan with no plan for my client. That wouldn't happen. But for myself, I kind of just feel like I have gone through like years of different things. So from like CrossFit to bikini training to weightlifting to powerlifting to like all these crazy things. So I just kind of feel like I do what makes me happy. I work a full-time job and I'm a full-time mom and I'm still doing social media stuff for like extra income. So I don't really have a lot of time to focus solely on me because ultimately it comes down to, do I want to spend time with my son or do I want to spend time working out? And if I want to spend time with my son, then I kind of have to work out when he's asleep, which is at night, which I work in a few hours after that. So it's very hard for me now. So yeah, I don't really have like a great answer for that. Someone asked, how did you lose so much weight after having a baby? So I don't want to really take credit for any of it. So I hired Ernesto McLaurin, and he did my diet and workouts and everything postpartum. So like truly like my body losing weight and leaning out and everything was really because of him. I'm not going to share his diet or workouts. I just feel like that's not cool. You don't do that to a trainer. But he's amazing. So if you guys want to lose weight, like check him out. He dropped my weight so fast and he does it every single time. And I swear I know how to train. I know how to eat. But when he's training me, there's just something that just happens like tenfold, you know? And then after that, I think someone else was asking about like weight loss. So he was like a huge part of like my weight loss. And then now, like I would say like the past, like since August, the weight that I've lost is not like healthy weight loss. I feel like it was just from depression and everything that I was kind of going through and just like the stress of it all. So I wouldn't say it was like a healthy weight loss. And right now it's Lent, so I'm eating vegetarian. So I wouldn't really say it's from like this super strict diet. I don't ever eat bad, guys, and if I do, it's in moderation. I'm just like a pretty healthy person. I feel like once you dieted for so many years, it just becomes like habit and natural. So yeah. So like the hard work part is definitely from my trainer and his diet and workouts. And after that, I just think it was like circumstantial. Um, yeah, so that's that happened with Kaufman. So I feel like I answered that. Are you single? Where do you live now and where do you want to live? I would like to live in LA, or San Diego maybe, or if not home, definitely not here. What characteristics do you like in a man? For me, this is kind of a weird question. I tend to gravitate towards very narcissistic men, which is like not a great thing, but at least I like self-reflect. I tend to like men who can stand on their own 2 feet, who have very savvy business sense, and who are very, very driven and motivated, and just like do not apologize for who they are, which to me are great qualities. But when you break it down, it tends to be a very narcissistic person and they're successful in what they do. So yeah, there's like good parts of it, but it's also probably not like a great mix for me because I'm very empathic, and I feel like it's very easy for those types of people to take advantage of me. But the way I see it is I've kind of always put them in my life because it makes me stronger, because I'm a little weenie, you know? And that's like my goal this year, is not to be like that, and to like take those things that I've learned, but still be genuine and, you know, true to who I am, which is a very empathic person, but have the drive of the people that I've surrounded myself with. So yeah, that's kind of what I like in a man. Sense of humor is like everything. And yeah. What can guys do to stop being shy around girls and not be shy? Love your videos. Heart. I don't think it's a bad thing to be shy. I feel like some girls really like, I don't know, like when guys are very timid and shy because they feel like, ooh, like, how you doing, you know? I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't feel like you should feel bad for being shy. I guess if you don't want to be shy, just keep putting yourself in situations that are probably uncomfortable, which I don't know. I guess if it's worth it for you. What's your favorite book? My favorite book is The Buddha's Way to, I think, of Happiness or To Happiness. It basically just talks about release of all anger. And one of like a huge thing that stands out to me in that book is they talk about like when you're looking for the remote, there's already anger behind that. And if you think about it, it's true. Like if you're looking for something, and the reason they use this is because everyone is searching for something in life. Everyone is searching for peace, searching for a purpose, searching. And they talk about when you're searching, there's anger behind it already. So you don't want to do that. And that's how you find peace, is just stop. So that's my favorite book. I love it. I've probably read it like 3 or 4 times. I journal when I write, so it just helps me put my own life into perspective and kind of really learn from what I'm reading. Do you miss the OG? The OG is Olive Garden, guys. I was a server there for a long time, and I actually worked on the line as well. And yeah, I did. I feel like those days of my life were so carefree. So yeah, I loved working there, and I loved working with the guys in the back. Like, it was so much fun. I was just like one of the boys, which I feel like has been my whole life, because I was always a tomboy growing up. So yeah. What's one big misconception about you? I don't know. I feel like people, I don't know if it's a misconception, but I feel like people put me in a category for like modeling or doing bikini shows, or and that's things that I do in my life. It's not who I am. And I feel like people kind of judge it as that's all she is, you know? But I'm a spiritual being, and there's a lot more to me than just the things that I do or post, you know? So yeah, let's see. I want to worship the ground you walk on. I'm not God or anything, guys. I'm just a weird, silly little girl. Can I move you and your prince to be with me in New York? No. I do not want to have anything to do with men or males for a very long time. I just want to focus on me and really spend my life focusing on me to be a better person and woman and mom for my son, and be able to provide him the best life that I can. So my time is not going to go to any other man. Are you dating now? If not, are you even ready to date? I feel like I was never ready to date after my divorce. I just never was, and I should have never dated, but it's easier to cope with stuff, right? That's why people date right after breakups. Not a great idea. I just didn't take time to heal, so not gonna make that mistake again. So I feel like that's all the questions, guys. I'm sorry my energy is so low. I just got off of a shift from work and picked up my son from daycare, and now I'm gonna take him to the mall to go play at the little playground. So I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of my night with my son. But yeah, thanks for all the questions. It's kind of insightful to kind of like reflect on some of these things. But yeah, thank you guys, and thank you guys for all of the support and watching my videos and like messaging me and everyone who sent me messages when I was going through everything and still am. It's just kind of a crazy situation, and like I said, I'm gonna leave. Yeah, so things are the best that they can be, and I'm gonna continue trying to stay as positive as possible. I just feel like the more positive I am, I'm gonna bring positivity into our lives and just like surpass all the BS. Like that is the goal and the hope. So